is that? Okay, there we go. Odd. There we go. Audio is on, right? Yep. See the bar moving? Good, 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 good. 1 second, if anyone is here. Here. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. If you are here, um, give me a moment. I'm gonna be, I guess, sharing the link around, but for the most part, I've gotten a lot further. Um, Today was a pretty interesting day, but I've gotten a lot further on my work. Um, which means that I don't have many more pages to tone or finish. As far as imagery goes, so that's good. But yeah, let me share this stuff here and there. Why does it say no data? Okay, now it's getting it. It's weird how it like does that to me. But I think I had some really dope sites that I used to post to on Facebook, but I don't actually remember them completely. But anyway, how's it going, everyone? Um, Back at it. It's a Monday. I know a lot of people don't seem to enjoy Mondays, but got a bunch of work to get done. Um, let's see. So let me expand this window real quick. So this is how far we've come now. I have about two more pages to finish after this page, and I still don't like page one, so I'll probably go back over that and finish that up. Um, so yeah, and also no, I don't like this guy's face in like what is it? The first panel? It's what is it? This panel here. It looks a little squish, so I'm gonna expand that a certain way so that it looks a lot better, or it looks a lot more on model to what he looks like in the other pages. So that's what I'm gonna be working on there. Um, yeah, I think this whole chapter has a lot going on for it as far as the imagery goes. Still try to organize things based off of just composition overall, but still has a certain amount of depth and lighting and stuff going on with it. So that's good. So there we go. Kind of want to use something to kind of mask this area in front so I can get away with putting more detail in these other areas over here, but I think I'll just settle for just doing a certain level of detail on these other parts. I think that'll be fine. Keep forgetting I can click that there. That's interesting. Oh no. I got rid of the stuff that I was putting down. Odd. Oh, unless that's not what happened. Okay, I don't actually know what happened now. Hmm. Okay. Well, I still have the right tool. Mm. Hey, how's it going, man? It has been a long time. How you been? Not too bad. Been pretty decent. Drawing, whatever. Whenever I get the time. Nice. Word. Have you also been writing? I know you were working on a series, last time I checked. How's that going as well? So writing as well. It has been a minute since I touched my scripts, but it's mainly been due to classes and trying to manage storyboarding as well. Ah, word. Yeah, I can understand that. Um, yeah, man. It's good that you're still doing it though, you know? It's really good that you're still doing it though, because it's great storytelling practice. And yeah, adding stuff like storyboarding and stuff to all that. Well, if you've already practiced doing comics, you've already done some storyboarding, so yeah. That's good to hear though. Glad your projects are still underway. If you ever need any guidance or anything like that, you can throw something my way and I can like try to hit you with some tips. But you know, that's up to you. But I got you. Ah, this right here. I'll just combine them. I'm not gonna do anything special with those. But yeah, I've gotten a little further on the comic pages and stuff like that since I've started this year. and things been going a lot better, I think. Love the production value on this. I bought tone screens, but I've yet to try and use them. Been hesitant to try. I'm definitely open to asking for tips. Yeah, yeah, word. Oh yeah, and as far as like screen tone goes, screen tones are freaking dope. Um, it's just for me, even for me, they're expensive. I just look at them and go, $5 a sheet? Like, you serious? $5 whole for one sheet? I'm like, maybe I'm not skilled enough to know just how amazing this tool is and everything. But ooh, like I don't know if I can afford that yet. But yeah, thanks for the compliment on the comic, man. I'm trying to make sure it looks good, all that good stuff. It's all about the storytelling, though. It's not necessarily always about like I'm not trying to do like a painting style level type thing, but I am trying to focus on the comic making stuff as much as possible. One day I'll change my ringtone. One day. Okay, let's add some detail to these here as well. Click that. I'm using a value that's very light. Well, I think it's pretty light. Um, Allows there to be detail there, but it doesn't like hurt your eyes to look at type thing. I like that about it. And I remember putting more detail into this when I was drawing it, but I don't know why it's not here, but I'll just add it back. Gonna need a combination of two things. Where have I been releasing my stuff? Yeah, stories always takes first priority. Where would you say you feel like you are now with knowing your character and how to portray them? Okay. I've been releasing my stuff on Webtoon, but um I would say that it's like technically a re-release of content I've already made because I'm trying to get further on where I am now. So basically, I've moved over to Webtoon, but it's kind of like a new start, if you will. Once I catch up with all the pages that I've been doing, once I catch up to all the previous pages that I've uploaded elsewhere, then I'll start re-releasing things on another site, at the same time and all that good stuff. But yeah, I've been just kind of putting up older things while producing new work. So all this stuff is technically sneak peek if you're not caught up type thing for where things are gonna go. Um, yeah. Um, I'm pretty far with understanding how to portray my characters because I know where they're gonna be later, and it's all about portraying them like how they are now, versus like what they're gonna be like later. So I'm okay with that. Um, I feel like I can depict them fairly well. Um, it's on a moment to moment basis of where they are in in their story, I would say. And me knowing that is very important because I'm writing the story, but also it's just I can make sure I don't jump the gun and give them something that they didn't achieve yet, and it's very important as well. Like as far as character development yet and stuff like that, they have to be who they are now so they can eventually work through the problems that they have that, exist within them. Character flaws, problems, any sort of stress and stuff like that. They have to be essentially broken or incomplete until the end of the story in some way, shape, or form. It looks better now. Like over the years, I've come to understand my characters more, and it helps with writing scenarios. It makes improvisation and going off script not a scary task. Exactly, right? I actually I don't necessarily go off script, but what I try to do is I just the thing that I try to do when I write is I have a plot and stuff that I want to happen, but I also have things that I just haven't necessarily I don't need to write down as far as um I leave room for improvisation, I would say. Um that's kind of what I do, where I know the plot, but I also know, hey, this character has to kind of live. So I don't want to just be like, okay, this needs to happen and that needs to happen. Adding tiny moments in between to act almost like in between frames or glued to punch up the scene. Word. For me it's kind of just like character acting, right? Like what would the character actually do in this scenario, regardless of what I want to happen in the plot? What would they say? That can make a moment last forever. Um, that's a way you can uniquely tell your story by making sure your characters are actually characters, not just a vehicle driving the story, but also characters that end up driving the story because of the type of characters that they are. Whereas though you make it very clear that if a different character was the main character of the story, we would be in a different vehicle driving across the landscape of the story. Word. Actually, I hope I'm on the right leaf. Yeah, I am. Okay. Now, how does that look farther away? You will not be able to see much of that, and that is fine. I recently actually watched some Jackie Chan films from the 80s, and characters, although not crazy complex, are so full of life and personality. Yup, that is one of my favorite things about Jackie Chan films. Jackie Chan is probably like my favorite action movie star person, and a lot of everybody else doesn't really come close to him in my opinion. Um, Not out of like, oh, there's not anyone more significant. There's definitely more significant people, but I love watching his movies because of I get to learn so much when someone who's directing action sequences actually cares about comedy. They understand like in a way doing a fight scene can also be similar to telling a joke and how to land that joke, and I think that that's amazing. um, because his stuff has always been really engaging and really interesting. Definitely when he was when he was really going, when he was really popular and directing his movies and stuff. He's a very well respected individual by a lot of the people he's ever worked with. But yeah, I learned a lot of the things. Like I like manga and comics and stuff, and and fight scenes from those things, but I always wanted to learn how to adapt from other mediums into comics. I feel like that was one of the hardest things for me to learn. And yeah, long story short, it took me a while, but I eventually learned how to adapt like anything into like a comic version. But the only reason I was able to do that was because I had to learn the strengths of what comics like actually can do. I had to really learn comics. Yeah, I did lose a lot of this. I think I did. Exactly. I feel like it's important to pull from many sources of inspiration and different types of mediums. Manga and anime are good, but most of our favorite creators were inspired by films or even music. Yep. And of course they were, and we were too. It's just hard to sometimes understand how to adapt what you're like adapt from something that isn't in your core medium. I would think it's pretty difficult. Definitely when you're young and you don't really get the all the different cool things about your medium. But yeah, I remember someone had asked me some time ago, I think it was even on stream, about like where do I get my inspirations from? Like what they were kind of specifically asking me like what manga and stuff I was checking out for inspiration. And I was just like, like I don't actually look at manga for story ideas as far as inspiration goes, and concepts. I use manga more of a example of like, oh, this is how you could do something in a comic format. And that's how I use that. It's more of like a, see, you can do that, and here's a way you can do it. But I can also break that thing down to a really basic level instead of it being a very intricate thing and being very basic. Like, oh, this is how you could depict a fight scene, or this is how you could depict an argument, or this is, like that type of thing. But like when I look at like stuff from like movies are playing with a lot of different things, right? Like they can play with music and actual sound, right? And the strength of a comic is that it is using imagery and text at the same time, usually to display a story. And then you go, okay, well, how will I? How? Then you can go like, okay, well, how would I possibly sell this moment? Like, I don't have sound to use, right? But then you have sound effects, and depending on how big you make those sound effects and the way they're drawn, that can give them character, and depending on how big they are, the size of them, you could technically also make a sound huge. A lot of different tools at our disposal. Now I'm thinking that I could also, let me see here. It's there, that's there. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. And I think I'm gonna try and kind of darken around the glass here. I'm gonna use the same value. Is that on multiply as well? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna just do like this. And now we have like some reflections going on here. Actually, what am I talking about? I can actually switch the reflections because they wouldn't necessarily stay the same because they're walking at a different angle. So if there was a camera there, you'd actually see some different reflections there. So I can play around with that. All right. And now I can do the same here. Oh, wow. I think I lost a bit that I didn't notice before, but now I see it. Starting to see where I lost something from one of my layers. All right, that's looking good. All right. Another thing I recently watched was the Power Stone anime. Now, granted, the most anime based on fighting video games, it wasn't the best thing ever, but it was super entertaining still. I actually haven't seen the Power Stone anime yet. Said it was entertaining. I might check it out. Really love the simplicity of it. Oh, word. Yeah, I haven't actually checked out that yet, but I might check it out. I've been seeing some stuff dealing with Power Stone recently when it comes to Street Fighter, so that's been pretty interesting. They've been putting some costumes from Power Stone in the new version, so that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Now, what tool? Oh, right, I didn't do that yet. All right, let's see. We're gonna go back to this here. Go ahead and grab this area. I remember the exact tool that I was using, but I'll find it. Uh, Downloaded a bunch of tools recently, and I like a lot of them, but it's also like, oh, I gotta organize these. Now let's see here. I like this because of how it builds up. It's pretty dope. Actually feel like I'm overdoing it now. That looks fine. Actually, hmm. So what did I... Okay, because it's supposed to get cut off here then. Well, that's odd. Hmm. I'll just slice that off myself then. Since that ends there. I think I can just about add something here and then I'll be done with this page. It's better in Japanese, but it's good. It kind of reminded me of how I kind of miss stories that aren't too concerned with being overly complex. I feel like some modern stuff has too much of a fixation. Like what? Like what has too much of a fixation on being complex? Because I guess complex isn't necessarily like what do you mean by that? Like what's a good example of that that you've been seeing on that? But speaking of tools, I got Skillshare recently and have been using it to improve in Photoshop and animating in Photoshop. Nice. I've been thinking about trying out Skillshare. I just haven't yet. But I will try it later. But yeah, I'm trying out brushes here and there. Brushes are nice. I recently was just like, I know that I'm not gonna sit here and try to figure out brushes right now anyway. So if there are people who have already gone through that and figured that out already, I might as well see if I can just, piggyback off of that and support. I paid for all these brushes. I was like, all right, like hopefully they'll help me type thing. Um, yeah, need to organize them. That's the problem now, organizing them. Um, I have a lot of brushes. I would say I have too many brushes, but I don't think I have too many brushes. I have a lot of brushes though. I'll try this. This looks fun. Alright, yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. So, these usually... this brush actually feels interesting. Oh, it does this thing. So if I do it slowly. Ah, yes. Cool. Alright, we can do something here at the bottom. That's not big enough. That looks better. I guess I'll use My Hero Academia as an example. Sometimes villain motivations or character backstories have so many hoops to jump through, just so that way it's not doing the expected, but in turn. Hmm. Yeah, I mainly like Hero Academia for the artwork. I'm not really interested in the plot very much when I watch it or when I see it. Um, I think it's cool with what it does, but it's just not my cup of tea. I've given it a chance though. I've definitely read about 200 chapters, and I just was like, this isn't for me. And I think that's fine. It feels unnecessary in some aspects because sometimes it takes me out of the moment, if that makes sense. I get what you mean. Like you just like why does it have to be so much? Like why is this so much? You know, I can understand that. I'm gonna raise this line here on oh, this is supposed to be red. Merge the other layers, that's why. Okay, so I'm just move this line here. Why is it having a hard time? Okay. Oh, really? That's what happened? That's weird. If I do that, then that happens. How's that look? No. Okay, so it's basically the bottom. I don't know why I did that. Nah, I'm gonna just leave it alone. So it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, there was one character that I thought they nailed though. His motivation felt organic, and it wasn't depressing for the sake of being depressing. I forgot his name though, but it was good. You mean Stain? There was a villain I enjoyed from Hero Academia for the split second that he was there. Stain would be who I pick. Other than Stain, I guess I haven't read enough to catch up or care, but yeah. I was very annoyed when Stain just got taken out of everything. Ah, I did lose that layer. Let me see. Is anything turned off? Not anything. Okay. Yeah, those are there. But I lost the layer that had those. Okay. That is fine. It will not take me that long to fix that. No, for me, it was the character with fire and ice powers. There was a villain with fire and ice powers? Or are you talking about Shoto Todoroki? Yeah, that was his name, Shoto Todoroki. You may be speaking of that guy. It was a hero, and yeah, I think that was his name. Word. Um, yeah, I didn't. I guess I don't think I made it to that completely with Shoto. Um, he was he was cool. I didn't feel like he was that problematic or anything like that, so that's good. Um, yeah, I understand what you're going on about though. It's basically just I think it's a problem with like the shonen genre, I guess, because it's the most popular genre, and obviously in something popular, you're gonna tread the same ground consistently, and you're gonna piggyback off a lot of people consistently. So it makes sense that they don't want to end up, you know, telling the same exact story, so they have to try and change things up here and there. So that makes sense to me. But eventually you're gonna run into, some problems here and there. Well, I thought I did that one already. I think I like this character named Night Eye. Um Night Eye was a good character. If you know who that is, I think he's what's this guy? He's like Mirio's like mentor in the series. Um and I like Night Eye a lot. Shame what the writing had to be, had to do to him, but I think it's interesting that Night Eye was actually such a decent character. But it's because, in my opinion, it's because he gave you the other side of an argument. It's like, what if All Might's wrong? Um, but because of Night Eye and like Mirio, yeah, I don't want to get into it too heavy, but man, that series could be better. But a lot of people just accept it for how it is. Um, and I think that's fine too. If you're enjoying something, enjoy it. I'm not trying to say anything like that. But for me, I feel like it could be a bit better for for what it's doing or what it's trying to do. It's definitely, I guess, one of the best in its genre of, I guess, being a I'm not even gonna say shonen, but it's a manga story dealing with superheroes from a more American centric standpoint. Whereas though in Japan, I believe their version of superheroes are more the tokusatsu superheroes or like Power Rangers and stuff like that. Which I love. I love that too. But I just wish the plots were more thought through. I think I'm gonna go back and try and read something called Zetman. Though I hear it doesn't have. I don't think it ended completely yet or it finished yet. But I really want to check out that. Um, just putting out there, there are other American style um, genre manga out there, and Hero Academia is one of them. And you might also like some other ones. Also, there's Hero Academia Vigilantes, I believe is what it's called. A lot of my friends like that a bunch. Might have gotten that far. Oh, I might have gotten that far. I don't remember. I haven't read or watched the series in a while. I had to take a break from it. I understand. I understand. I too took a break from it. Alright. Last two pages. Let's go. No, look at that block out. Not even done. Alright, that looks better. I'm gonna make a layer so I can fill in some of these darker areas. Or at least this person's area here. Alright, the shirt. Catch you later though, man. I got some assignments to finish. I'll catch you on the next stream. Oh, word. Dope, man. I'll see you next time. Do well in school, man. I hope you're doing well. Actually, let me get something to drink. Really been neglecting that. Ah, this guy's pants as well. Go ahead and clean this up. Alright, it's looking okay. You can do that. Cool. Hmm. Thought I was on the right layer. Let's see. Didn't merge those, right? Okay, I didn't. Hey, how's it going, Thero? How have you been? Oh no. Serious? Oh, not you. I messed up on this layer. Alright, that's fine. Let's see here. Now it should be on the right layer. Yes. Alright. Thero said, yo, pretty good. How about yourself? Man, I'm doing alright. Been going in on the pages recently. Been kind of just enjoying myself working on the comic pages. It's been a while since I've been able to get relaxed enough to be able to do it. Yeah, I didn't even explain. Today was an interesting day. I actually just couldn't get sleep enough and just woke up and started working on pages and I got really far. Thought I was really going to start the week off again with a lot of pages yet to be done. And I'm actually around the end now and I'm like, oh wow. So I just needed to not get sleep for a bit. yeah, been fun. Feeling pretty productive though. Um, got some new brushes. Relearning my keyboard shortcuts again. Getting better with that. Just been going. Now, what does the inspiration for this page look like? Because I remember I wanted this to feel a certain way. Okay, so the background should be pretty light. Um, so that's cool. I'll prioritize a little bit of shadows, very small amount of shadows, if at all. Um, I'll be focusing on the background having most of the depth here, while that framing these characters in front. That's what I'll be doing for that panel. These panels are fine. Oh wow. I have a brush for this now. I'm actually gonna do that right now. So let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and activate a new layer, which I can just do by pressing this button and multiply. Now where's that brush? It's not this, but actually, what does this look like right now? Of course, it's on multiply, right? We sure? Yeah. I think it's this brush. Ah, yes. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, that's done. Oh, gotta get all this up here. It should be fine. I'm going to use a certain brush for this. Not this, of course. But yeah, how's your projects been going? I haven't used this yet. What's that? Of course. Wait, how the heck did it go outside the line? Oh, it captured the background. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is way too big. Yeah. It's actually the one that I want to hear. So I'm going to start off with the lighter one. that even the next value? There we go. They've been going pretty good. I'm putting together stuff for a whole studio thing. I'm trying to make a couple posters for 2 of my projects for pro stuff. Nice. Nice. Sounds pretty dope, man. Oh, you meant promo? Word. Ah, the pro. Oh, okay, to promo your projects. Got it. Sounds good. Hmm. I don't mind that. Feels. How does it feel? Guess it feels the way it's supposed to. Let me see here. Of course. Alright, that's the brush I wanted to check out. Let me see something here. There's an actual tree brush, I believe. Comic tree. Well, that's pleasant. Using the mouse sometimes to like just click with it. Okay, it's pleasant until that. Okay, well. There we go. That's fun. That is fun. There we go. I like that a lot. Now go to, what layer should I go to here? Okay, I'm gonna go for this value here. Of course, I didn't turn on to multiply. Filling this guy in with this tree brush. It's for fun. I don't. I want to erase away some of the stuff that are on this pencil layer. Make sure I'm on it. Fine. It's fine. Okay. Let's see what layer am I on? We got. Actually, would rather something different for this. Now that I think about it. Is this the right thing? No, it's way bigger than what it's supposed to be, I think. I wonder what this looks like. Not looking for that. Be on the right layer. Yes. Yeah, I wanted it to be subtle. I think that's decent. As far as this bottom area goes, it's going to be the interesting part. Just kind of drawing with the shape tool right now. Can be pretty fun. Adding more to my background that I've established. Alright, it's just about done. Oh yeah, I've been recording a bunch. I'm putting things up on Patreon. Um, Definitely while working on my comic pages. The recent one that I recorded and spoke on was I was speaking about workflow. Um, and just how essentially morale is a big factor. It's not just how much you can do. It's how much you can do where it's still work at the end of the day, but if you can make a big part of your work feel like fun, while also optimizing it in a way, that's where you win, in my opinion. But, never let anyone tell you it's not work, because it is. It's definitely work. Just because you found a way to optimize your work, or make it fun for yourself, or get rid of the parts of your work that you don't enjoy, um, to, keep the parts you do enjoy doesn't mean it's not work. No, gonna well, no one's gonna zoom in and see that kid, so I'll just leave dude alone. I'll put a little bit into this as well. Oh yeah, and subtle shadows, so those guys there. Put a little bit on her as well. Alright, I think that's pretty pleasing composition for that panel. Go ahead and save. Mm -mm 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 -mm. Mm, 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 mm. Alright, let's check my notes again and see. Uh, I added all that detail to that lady because I just felt like it, honestly. I just was having fun. Okay, so we gotta add some detail. Well, I didn't add the stuff underneath, but I know I'm gonna add the detail around the structure here and there and the seam technique for the trees as I did previously. So that's what I'll do. Oh wow, so that was that, huh? Okay. Let's get this done quickly. This is the second to last page. I can actually do that faster if I just Mm-mm. Alright. So since most of the people are gone now, I'm just gonna, I guess, try to just zone in on try to get very far on this page. Or if you are here, the YouTube isn't telling me you're here, unfortunately. I don't know why it would be doing that. Alright, I think that's where I'll stop for now. And yeah, there's only one page left, so I guess I will I will record the process of finishing that page for you guys and put that up on Patreon. That means on Wednesday when we come back to the stream, I should have some different content for you guys. But for now, this is where I'm at. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you guys see the VOD, thank you for checking out the VOD. Be sure to like it, subscribe if you enjoy comic content like this. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the in-between time, in between those days, I usually try to record for Patreon and try to give you guys some insight, more insight into my thought process on coming up with comic book pages and working through this type of stuff for you guys. So if you guys think that I have any skill at all and might want to learn from me, check out my Patreon. And if you go there and you see some stuff that, you might want to suggest, go ahead and suggest it. I can definitely give you a video just off of suggestions and stuff like that. So, yeah, I appreciate it, everyone. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Still growing here, still trying to make comic oriented videos, and I'll also be doing illustration stuff when I'm kind of like, trying to catch up on comic content behind the scenes and stuff. So yeah, thanks everyone. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace, everyone.